What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hope Shot. Man, it's been a minute. It's been a while. We've been trying to do this every 2 weeks thing. But yeah, man, we missed this. But if you guys are jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Caesar's not here tonight. Let's have a moment of silence for Caesar not being here. I'm just kidding. He might be here. We'll see. So I'm going to read the clarity statement. And let's see. Here we go. All right. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common. Recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways to recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z. Just get there. And thank you for being part of our family. Yeah. So what's up, Nate? How are you, man? What's going on with you?
Good, man. Yeah. Decompression day. Had family over, hung some pictures, watched some football. Yeah, just relax, man. I had a busy Saturday. We drove to surf and so it's just getting ready for the week. Excited about this upcoming week. I like Mondays. Oh, is that weird? Is that weird? Everybody dreads Mondays. I don't know. I like the start. I like the start of the week.
It's going to bring us into our topic, so it kind of works out,
Yeah. And isn't it wild that it's almost Thanksgiving, thereby it's almost Christmas?
Yeah, it's crazy. Time is flying like usual, I keep telling everybody, it's been a long year. It's been a long month. It's been a long month. It's been going by like light years. Yeah, let's see what's up with some people. We got Aaron. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you. Thanks for being here tonight. And we got Connie. Haven't seen you in a while, Connie. Miss you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. We have Terry from Kansas. Good to see you, Terry.
Ooh, Buffalo just took Kansas City down.
Yeah, now she's gone. There she goes. Yeah, man. So the topic, this topic is something that Nate actually sent this over to me, and ever since he sent it over to me, it's like been pondering, and like almost every interaction that I've talked about with people, man, they're experiencing the same thing. So I think it was right on point, but it just made sense, the reading, and I'll let Nate talk about it a little bit, and
yeah.
So I don't know if you have it. You want to read it?
Yeah, hold on. I just got to go back. Hold on. One momento, por favor. There it is. All right. I don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. It says, I'll just read. It says, thoughts for the day urges us to be less negative and more positive. In early sobriety, I was frequently told that I needed a more positive attitude. I believed my attitude to be my thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and set about trying to change them. I prayed, read inspirational literature, did step work, etc., but made no real progress. One day, I was given a new definition of attitude, which had nothing to do with my thoughts, feelings, or beliefs. It is angle of approach. Oh, you should put the topic in.
Wait. Sorry, I should have been on it.
It was angle of approach. My life changed on the spot and has remained so for 41 years. It is one of my greatest epiphanies. My angle of approach is how I behave toward a person or situation, not what I think, feel, or believe. God gives me no immediate power over my thoughts, feelings, or beliefs, but does give me dominion over my own next action. My new definition instantly transformed my attitude from beyond my control to absolutely within my control. My behavior changes my thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. It is never the other way around. Yeah.
I love it. So, that is powerful right there.
Yeah. No, it is. And I think that's what's like, one of the greatest revelations of recovery, right? Because I shared about this when we were at the jail on Friday, Justin. It's like, there's people out there doing the same thing that I was doing. Life hasn't shifted too much, still the same drug dealers, still the same hoods, still the same trap houses, still the same doctors, still the same everything, right? Still the same prisons, still the same police, still the same judges, yet I look at these things in a completely different way these days. Nothing's changed, but the way I see has shifted. My perspective has changed. And and that's I mean, that's the whole idea about recovery, right? I for 20 plus years, I thought negative. I looked at myself negatively. I I believe that, the police, it was, cops versus robbers, and I thought they were out to get me. I thought the system was out to get me. I thought it was all your fault. And, that, I just had a bad luck, there was bad luck. And lo and behold, it's all I ever, only bad stuff came to me, man. It was, the way I see, think, and believe is usually exactly what I get, and the one of the biggest shifts, um, is when I first got into recovery, and I just started, I shifted just slightly towards a different, and I took a different angle towards this whole deal, and I said, you know what, I'm going to surrender this time, and ask for help, and take whatever suggestions come my way. And in that, you know, that space of surrender, like miracles just started to occur. And I was in a jail cell detoxing, and for the first time, I didn't take the medicine they gave me. I didn't complain. I just laid down, had a couple of light seizures from coming off the Xanax, and you know, um, you know, sweated it out for about a month. And when I came to, and I started going to the meetings in there, and I started reading different books, and I started having different conversations, and I started taking responsibility for why I was in there. I didn't blame anybody. I knew it was my dumbass that had landed me in that situation again. And yeah, and just from that different angle, from that different perspective, I started the COs that were always a burden, or were always out to like make my life miserable. And I saw them as just another human being trying to earn a paycheck. I started to see the inmates that I would sometimes find infuriating and end up fighting. I just said, these guys are sick, just like me, trying to doing the best they can with the best they got. And the judge, who I just said, oh, she's just going to send me back to prison. I'm going to pray for this judge, man, and pray that, she has some compassion. And in that space, man, everything in I felt more freedom inside a jail cell that I hadn't felt in the last 2 decades. And yeah, this whole perspective, this whole recovery journey has completely shifted the way I look at things that are external. And what I realize is, like, my mind lies to me. My thoughts and beliefs and the way I feel are I thought that had to change, and the whole time I just had to change the way I was living, change my actions. I had to start moving differently. And as soon as I started moving differently, and taking the next right step and doing the next right thing, I started to feel a little bit better about myself. I started to think a little more clear. I started to believe that there was maybe another way to live than the way I had been living. And it's yeah, this shift, is ever evolving. Um, and it's always expanding in the sense that yeah, like, year in about, I don't know, like into year 4 of my recovery, I just started, I had got stagnant. I was in this relationship, and I wasn't, you know, living like somebody that should be in a relationship. And, there were consequences, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I was, again, same behavior as when I was out there getting loaded. I wanted to blame, the other person. I wanted to blame the situation. I wanted to blame everybody, but look at myself. And here it comes, a few years into recovery, and I'm able to, again, take a different angle of approach, start going about this problem differently, and as soon as I changed my behaviors, I started to see differently, you know, and it opened up a whole nother, area of my life. And it created a space where, where I learned what it means to be in a committed relationship as a mature, individual. And the sacrifices and the what commitment truly is, what, mutual love truly is. And yeah, it's what a gift, that thank God. Like I'm not still, even though I can still use the basics of what I came, like the basics of recovery, that I believe that's there is a foundational, you know, basis to like how I can continue to stay sober. But like, if I don't want to just stay sober, I want to grow as a human being, as an individual. I want to grow as a friend, as a, an employee, as a, as a partner, as a son, as a brother. And because I continue to do the basics, I'm able to keep creating a space to grow in this direction. And but I can't think my way into being a better person. I can only act my way into being a better person. And I think that's like one of the that's one thing that kept me sick for so many years, because I was always trying to come up with these great ideas and plans. How can I outthink this addiction? And that was my biggest mistake. And we only know what we know when we know it. But yeah, as soon as I understood that I have to act my way into a better life and not think my way into a better life, everything began to shift. And it's still super relevant today. And the I was consumed and controlled and by external circumstances, people, places, and things, right? And it dictated how I felt about myself, how my day went, what I did. And I just made a decision, that I don't want to be controlled by what people say, feel, how they act. If I have a job, if I don't have a job, if this person likes me, if this person doesn't like me, if I get invited somewhere, if I don't, if I'm a business owner, if I'm not a business owner, I'm still learning yet today. I just had a huge transition in my life where I'm kind of planting my feet. And I was listening to this podcast on the way home from surfing on Saturday. And there was this gentleman who had nightclubs and built $30 million homes in Miami. And he was doing like humanitarian work, and a whole bunch of shit happened. Like the universe was, sending hurricanes to like knock down his clubs. And what he said is, he's like, it was showing me that I can't be in two places at once and thrive. I need to, whatever I need, wherever my purpose is where I need to plant my feet. And I needed to hear that on that ride home, man. That meant a lot to me. And so here I've been struggling with, my identity. I'm not a business owner anymore. And, who am I? And I'm not going to be okay financially because I lost my security blanket. And I heard this and I was like, wow, I believe that if it's all about how I look at it. This gentleman, I'll end with this so Justin can talk a little bit about this, is I was at this meeting and this guy was talking about, he knows these two different women. One's his daughter. She's single, lives in a little small, tiny home, has a dog. And then there's this other girl that works for this gentleman, and she's a nurse, and she has a big family, big house, and the nurse looks at the girl, the single girl with the dog, and says, "Man, I wish I had that life." It's simple, no response. It's just all she has to do is feed her dog, go to work, come home. And then the girl, at the house with the dog is saying, "Man, I wish I had that big home with the family." It's like all about how we look at things. So today I choose to look at life as it happening for me and not to me. I look as mistakes as lessons, and not failures. If I see somebody being cross or mean or angry, I don't look at them. I don't take it personally most of the time. I understand that they're hurting, and yeah, and when I feel uncomfortable, um, whether it's about a situation, whether it's an external situation or an internal one, I know the problem is me, and then I have to get busy. And getting busy doesn't mean feeling sorry for myself, saying I'm not good enough, or fuck them, they don't understand me, or it's all about what do I need to do? How why is this making me uncomfortable? Yeah, it's true freedom, man, is true, like, is not to be controlled by things that happen outside of me. I don't care who's the president. I don't care if you're vaccinated or not. I don't care, um, if you cut me off in traffic or if there is traffic. Um, I have dominion over how I react and my next action. And today I choose acceptance. I choose to be at peace. I choose to love and understand rather than dying to be understood and loved. And that's the freedom that I've experienced in recovery. Great topic, Justin. I fucking love this, man.
Yeah.
Take it away, bro.
It's all about the angles, baby.
All about the angles.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, and it's yeah, it's how am I seeing life? Life is still life. I need to get a shirt that says that life be life, and I just love that. And Rudolph says it's all about the angles. Sounds like real estate photography. What's up, Hope Shop fam? Good to see y'all. Good to see you too, Rudolph. We got Connie says, I totally agree and now respect police, judges, etc. I needed structure in my life, and they were definitely trying to help me find it. Yes,
Yeah.
they were. Whether you liked it or not, they were gonna
Right.
they're gonna help you.
You know what's cool about the judges, police department, fire department, hospital? Like today, Justin and I, we work like side by side with these people. And
Yeah.
what we've had the privilege of discovering is they are dying to help people like us. They go to meetings after meetings. They're coming up with strategies. They're doing whatever. They're coming up with new innovative ways. The police are, taking them to treatment instead of jail, on their own because they know they want to help. It's cool that, like, once my perspective shift, I was able to see that this has been going on, and now we get to be a part of making that awareness more keen and being a part of that solution. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm sitting at the table with them and trying to come up with it with them.
Yeah.
That's what's cool is tag teaming it from a different perspective, and they respect the perspective. It's all about the angles.
Yeah.
They like our angle.
Yeah.
We got Wayne. What's up, Wayne? I'm here for the good stuff. All right, we'll try. We'll try. Hopefully, we don't disappoint Mr. Wayne Scott.
I know, man.
I know what I look like when I got here, and I know what I look like if I leave here. That's why I stay here. Here. Yeah. Me too. I'll never forget that. I was actually just sharing that in jail the other night. It's like, I remember exactly what it was like. I don't want none of it. Aaron says, the kicker, we have learned that half of it is different in our thinking. We had to change our cognitive behaviors and lifestyles. Our mind is strong, and when we open up our minds to the change, that's right. We get open to the new idea, the new concept, let new shit in. It's all about choices and perception. Yes, it is. We got Diantha. What's up, Diantha? Good to see you. And we have Rachel. It's good to see you. Thank you for sharing. If you guys could share this, you never know who might be needed to hear it. Yeah. So, oh wait, got one more. Wayne Scott, never disappoint. You guys always give value. Thanks,
Oh,
Wayne. Appreciate you.
no.
Running up on me that Mini Cooper. I thought it was about to be in what's that Italian job?
Now
The
he's
Italian job. And I was like, oh God, what's gonna happen? I'm just cruising along. He's woo woo telling me to stay off my phone. Whatever. Um, yeah, man, angles. You know, there's a long time that I was just like this disgruntled employee, you know, of the job called life. You know, I was just always disgruntled, always just upset, always like, why would they do this to me? How could they do this to me? Um, just not letting anything just kind of flow. I was always trying to like figure it out, or why was this happening, or taking these situations and turning them to these bigger problems, and it made me just angry all the time. You know, like it was supposed to be this certain way and it wasn't this way, so it was not absolute. So I was like always just miserable. And I really just I hated being miserable though. And but I kept being miserable. You know, I kept being angry, pissed off all the time, like somebody always pissing in my Cheerios. And you know, it didn't actually come to a realization that anything was right. You know, I the drugs and alcohol didn't help the situation, but I figured it out that there was just a catalyst to it, but just a like extension to it, right? But I was miserable from the get go. You know, it was blaming my parents, it was blaming you know, society, it was blaming, you know, the drugs, it was blaming my teachers, the principal, the judges, the sheriffs, everybody in my wake that had ever done anything I didn't like. You know, I was that kid that was just like out of control, you know, and we got everything now. And it's like, you know, trying to looking back now, like I can see like, man, I sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I got this sooner. Right. But I'm grateful for where I am at, because I'm a lot further than I see a lot of people my age are, you know, thank God for that. But um it really took to actually ponder on like, why did all that stuff happen to me, and why did I kept doing what I was doing. And I finally seen that, like, you know, like everybody is human, you know, everybody makes mistakes. We all have, you know, we're all just trying to figure this whole life thing out. My parents knew, they didn't know what they had. They did the best they could with what they had. Right. And, you know, I had to forgive them, you know, and, it's all about the angles. It's like I had to come out from a different angle, because I was only seeing this one angle. I was only seeing straight on at like a deer in the headlights, you know, and that's all I can see. And I was blinded by everything else. And as soon as I made that shift and actually started forgiving them, you know, and seeing them as human too, just like I am, because I made the same damn mistakes growing up with my kids, you know, that's when things started to change. And then, you know, it gets more enhanced, right? Because like there's levels to this recovery. There's levels to life. There's maturity. There's emotional maturity. There's emotional sobriety, whatever you want to call it. And as I grow as a person in this recovery, I'm actually hitting that next level of, you know, I'm about to hit the big boss. I don't know, something like that. You know, the big boss. You know,
yeah.
at the end, about to get Kumbud. And you know, it's like now I'm just like, I just let kind of things flow. Like now that when I do some, like, even when I like do work, right? I do drywall. Life is freaking busy right now. It is insane in the membrane. And me 2 years ago to me today, there is a shift in my how I see things, how I view things. So me doing what I'm doing now, I could never handle it 2 years ago. I can handle it now. I can handle it because I'm seeing things differently. Like I'm not letting the little things beat me down, because it's never the big boulders that's going to throw me off my course, right? It's never, that's not the shit that's going to keep me miserable. It's those little pebbles, those little nuisances, whatever, that are just like the little like aggravations, you know, like somebody just like irks you a little bit, you know, those are the things, man. And it's all those little things added up to where I just blow up, man. I'm just like, and I'm just miserable and I don't even know why sometimes, right? And I just don't ever want to get like that again. I don't want to stay stuck in that miserable existence of life, you know? It's like, so what? You know, is it really that big of a deal? Do I really have to cuss somebody out, you know, as they're driving down the road because they need to get somewhere, you know? Just like do. Listen, I do some dumb stuff all the time. Okay. I'll look on my phone, I'll swerve in the other lane a couple times. You know, we all do some dumb stuff. Or I go slow because I'm looking at my phone, or I'm on the phone, or I'm doing something, right? And there's always those instances. Like I don't ever see that though, right? I don't ever see me doing it. I only see other people doing it. And that's the problem, right? As soon as I see, like, man, I do the same shit. I just don't recognize it because it's me, you know? I'm recognizing more in other people because they hit that nerve in me. And I even do it to my wife a lot too, right? She'd be on her phone driving or something like that, or she'd be doing something. Like, I always say phone because everybody does it. I don't care what anybody says. But like we'll do something to where it like irks you, but you know you do it too. And you're just like, but because it's the other person, you're just like, why are you doing that? Wow. You know? But as soon as I started seeing it, like, all right, listen, it's not that big of a freaking deal. And I try, I really do. I try. And that's all we can do is just try, you know? But like, why can't we just let it go though? Right? When those things happen, why do I have to carry it on? You know, like, okay, that happened. You could just let it go real quick. But instead, I like to hold on to it, like, and carry that little, that thing that irked me a little bit, and I carried a little bit. Somebody says something to me that ain't right. I'm like, oh, you don't even know who the hell you talk to. You don't know who I think I am, right?
In your head. In your head.
Yeah. In my head, but it's like disrespect. You don't know who I am. I'm Just McPadden. I'm from the streets. No, you're not. Stop. You're from Newport Richie, bro.
Right.
Calm down. But it's like the same stuff, you know? It's like I do it too, you know? It's like just let it go. Life is so much simpler when we just kind of like just let it kind of flow off you, or let it run through you and then process it and get the hell on, you know? Um but and it's like no matter what, life is going to be showing up the way it is, and it's how I'm going to react to it, how I'm going to freaking see it. What is it going to be like when Justin shows his ugly head, you know? Hopefully he doesn't, you know? And if I do, there's always tomorrow, you know? I do a lot less apologies these days, you know, a lot less, a shitload less, thank God, you know? And that's a direct result of what work does, you know. And I talked about it the other day. Is like, man, we could fall off quick, man, real quick. Life gets busy. I mean, you got bills to pay. Everything costs so much. You got to eat. You got to take care of the kids, make sure they don't die. Like so many things. Water the plant. Make sure you don't kill the plant. You know, it's like you're trying to like steadily grow and all these things. And guess what goes first? Recovery. It goes right there. Self-care to the wayside. Because you're just trying to keep up with the Joneses, or you're trying to keep up with your kids, or you got the kids got sports and like they need these things, and all the while you're trying to get your life back in order too. You know, some of us are really trying to get their life back in order, but still have all these things, and it seems like it's a lot, you know. And I say just keep freaking trying to always put your recovery, your self-care at the forefront, no matter what. Because if not, that angle of approach, you ain't gonna have one. You only have one angle. It's gonna be straight on like a deer in the headlights because you can't see any other way. You know, you're aggravated, you're stressed, you're overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, and you don't know what that day is gonna be like when everything's like that. But I will say, always try to get back to that. Always, when you fall off, get back. Fall off, get back. You know, because you don't want to fall off too hard. Yes, I am. What you got to say about that? You want to do an Italian job, huh? Yeah. But yeah, man. You know, I want to encourage anybody that might be lacking in their recovery, anybody that's fallen off their step work, or maybe anybody that's watching that's just here because they want some positive inspiration. Get that self-care, get back on track. Things have been, especially where we live, everything is thrown off, man. It don't even feel like it, like holidays are here. It don't feel like I don't even know, man. Like some days I don't even know what date it is, what time it is, where I'm at, what's going on, nothing. But we also especially when routines are all thrown off, that's when the things like to creep in. So I would say I encourage y'all to get back to it. Get back to it.
Yeah, and it made me think of something, Justin. It's like, and we come into recovery, and as I think anybody, man or women, we're like kind of conditioned, right? That I'm gonna, when you're saying take this problem, I'm gonna pull up my bootstraps, I'm gonna face this problem head on, right? And then the program teaches us to, be humble, practice humility, instead of it tells you to write this list and then, and of who you're resentful for, and then forgive them, whether you were wrong or they were wrong, you forgive them, and it teaches you to accept that which you can't understand, instead of trying to figure it out or fight it. It's just so counterintuitive, it's like but from this different angle, by looking at my problems from a different angle, hopefully through the eyes of a sponsor that I'm working with, because I'm unable to see myself in myself. I need someone to point myself out to me. And, I'm so selfish and self-centered, even, I can't see it and I don't understand it. And, that's the beauty of this deal. You surround yourself with your tribe, good fellowship and a good, sponsor or mentor, or, fellow church member, whatever, recovery arena you're in or life arena you're in, and they are able to kind of go through this process where it's a journey of uncovering, and discarding all these things, these old ideas. I know in literature, I like to read this one passage that says we had to let go of our old ideas, or the result was nil. And what are these old ideas? All that things I just mentioned, like that nice guys finish last, or, if I got to work 80 hours a week to be a man, or if someone disrespects me, I fight them, I can't be disrespected, like all these fucking conditions that I've been, have been programmed into my mind. I have to let go of these things, man, or I am going to stay sick and probably loaded too. The crazy thing is I can get sober and still be just as fucked up if I don't start working on these things, or looking at them from a different angle. And like Justin said, I don't want to be sober and miserable, man. I want to get every bit of, joy and freedom and happiness out of this deal. It's only when I start looking at these things from a different angle can I, and really the other angle is not looking at them through the lens of my selfishness. I need to start looking at like, what has that person been through, that cut me off? What has this person been through that is yelling at me or disagrees with me? What has my partner been through? What has happened in her past, and it comes, my good friend always says, he's like, how you can, any disagreement, any argument, all you have to do is answer, how can I help you? It's like, whoa, like, okay, that's a good one, man. Now if there's a disagreement, or or how can I help you, and it's really what it, and I think Rachel shared this with me too before, her boss, like you can meet oh man, Rachel, go ahead, put it in the comments, man. It's a really cool perspective. When people come at you, they're either hurt or they're, and if you meet that hurt with more hurt, then you get nowhere. But if you can meet that hurt with love or compassion, that's when we can really, and that's the beauty of recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be sensitive. Let me be vulnerable. Let me be, let me accept, that which I don't understand. And instead of fighting, let me accept, that it's not worth it, or that this person isn't really mad at me. They're going through something that I potentially can never understand or relate to. And if given the opportunity, we can, but how am I going to get that opportunity if I, react? Oh, and Justin, one more thing. The thing about traffic, just I have a little cheat code for that. Remember what my cheat code is for people in traffic?
They're on meth.
Just assume they're on meth or on their way to go meet the heroin dealer.
Yeah, and I'm okay. Listen, I don't even get like traffic don't bother me at all. I got nowhere to be, Just pretend like you got nowhere to be and you never have any issues. Stop leaving late. One of those things. But yeah. No, I actually I love this topic, man, because that shift in perspective is exactly what you need, And if you don't get it, seek it, seek that shift in perspective, man. I know people out there that I used to run with they have no problem, they can't see they have a problem. I had friends always tell us, man, we're the most self-aware people that they've ever met. That's a freaking awesome compliment. To be self-aware means growth. There's growth and healing, and there's
humility.
That's what recovery is about.
Yeah, humility too.
Yeah, but that's what recovery is. Everybody, it's like, oh, I'm not. I don't do the recovery thing. Yeah, you do. You're just trying to be better than what you were yesterday. You're trying to be a better person. You're recovering from the person you used to be. So, and that's how I look at it. We always, we have people that probably watched, that are not in, people don't have to burn their lives down to the ground in order to want to live a better life, and that's the beauty of this. Cause no matter what, man, we're all in this life thing together. And that's what recovery, I feel, is, man, just trying to be better people one day at a time, and, when we can see it from a different angle and see it like that as well, we won't feel so separated from the outside world. Like we're all in this thing together doing the exact same thing as trying to figure this whole deal out. And sometimes we'll get it wrong, sometimes we'll get it right. But I will say that, like, don't beat yourself down over it. That's one angle you can go at. I think that's the best one, not beating yourself down for every mistake that you make, because we're not going to get it right. We're all learning, and a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not good at this. And I'm not good. I'm teaching my kids, man, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. I know you're not, because you never done this. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Let's try again. Let's do this, do that. But you have to be open-minded to take that suggestion, and being open-minded and taking that suggestion. That's a good angle to be at too, because without that, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have that shift of perspective, accepting somebody else's perspective into my life, because that's how we get it. I would never be half the person, if I didn't have a Nate in my life, or a Caesar, or my wife, or a Steve, a big Steve. At least his name's Steve today, and not fucking, something different. And it's OnlyFans name,
Yeah. Well, Justin, it's like it's like my self-limiting beliefs. I can never, hang stuff on the wall. And then the last 2 weeks, all I've done is decorated my home, and I've done drywall fittings. I've done all kinds of shit. And I'm like, and Danielle even asked, she's like, are you feeling better, Mike? And I played it off. I'm like, yeah, I feel a little bit, but I really feel like I'm fucking here, bro. I feel like I'm an engineer now.
I feel like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yes. I hung some pictures, hung some mirrors. But I mean, it's cool because it was uncomfortable, but I started doing it, and now I have an idea, that I can. And it's just the same as fucking recovery. It's just the same as life. I don't care if you're in. You said something really important, Justin. It doesn't really matter if you're in AA, NA, CA, church, whatever. We are all trying to recover from being who we were yesterday, or who we were 5 minutes ago. And if you're doing that, if you're like, have the awareness to be like, man, I want to be better today I want to be better this afternoon than I was this morning. You're recovering, you're trying to be a better human being. And, you can use this tool for anybody can, I encourage anybody who is listening or, or ever hears this, just to let's start just taking a different approach to some of these old fucking tired ass ways we've been using that just don't work, man.
Lame. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like the emotional sobriety, you know? I think that when I heard that emotional sobriety, I was like, man, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what it's about, It's always uh getting high on emotions, bro. That's what sent me on my little path, you know. Um and that was what makes me use, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have this list of, I always like to read this. The emotional sobriety is when I am free of resentments, jealousy, and envy, and free to forgive quickly. 2, my emotions are not so violent that they cause me to go or be on a dry drunk. 3, I am able to make normal, everyday decisions without my vision being unduly influenced by my emotions. 4, I am able to identify and live by my personal values without compromise to emotional pressure. 5, I am able to enjoy life as spiritual principles would dictate, such as being properly revolted by ugliness, sin, and suffering, and positively rewarded by happenings of love, beauty, and principle. I am happy when others do things better or quicker than I have done them. Imagine that.
That's a work in progress.
That's a work in progress, man. My emotions are in sync with my intellect, and both are in sync with God's will. I can live freely without being emotionally subservient to another human being. I can move freely between the emotional states of child, adult, and parent. That's a banger, bro.
Damn.
I derive genuine, healthy pleasure from helping others without thought of reward, money, prestige, or station. I mean, this is some next level shit that I'm working on, but I mean that isn't that what we want? That in other words is freedom, you know?
Yep. Yep. I
You
was
know?
just thinking that is the cheat code to freedom right there.
Telling you, man. And it's a discipline. You know, it's not like I can't just read that shit every day and think it's going to happen. I have to act my way into being in that state of mind on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yep. Hitting that angle.
Hmm.
All right, let me let me read a few comments. Let's see. I'm gonna go back up here. We got Missy. What's up, Missy? Hello everyone. It's been a while. I hit my 2 years on 9/22. Congratulations to you. And I'm still going. I hope everyone is doing good. Much love to you all. Much love to you as well. Congratulations. Let's see. We got Mike K. What up, Mike? See you boys doing this thing in a big way. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We got Denise.
That's Mike, right? From
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I just want to
Look
give
at
a
the
shout
picture.
out. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, just want to give a shout out to him. Friday, I was at a meeting. I was able to, make some moves and help somebody, and he showed up in a big way, man. Sacrificed his Friday evening. You know, and it's cool to see how this fellowship works, and he was an example of, why I love to do what I do, and how like this power is truly like when you're in this deal, like in it, you'll see this power working, in and through us and others. And I got to see that, in motion on Friday. And I just thank you, Mike, for showing up. It was really cool. I appreciate you, bud.
We got Denise says, I'm forever grateful for you and all. Thank you so much for showing me a better way and helping me reach for the stars. Love you all. You are definitely reaching for the stars, Denise. I'm super proud of you. Super, super proud of you. Love you. Yeah, we go from way back in the time. Let's see. We have Aaron says, I have found it helps me so much doing service work. I've learned giving love helps me helps heal me from my own traumas. Instead of being in emotional distress and anger, it will fill a place in your heart that helps. Yes, it will. And we appreciate you. We got Lindsay. I can't believe how closed-minded I was before I had tunnel vision. Shitty motives, all to get what I needed. thank God for change of thinking and that spiritual change. It's life changing. Yes, it is. Steve, love you, dude.
Love you back, bro. You have no idea.
Let's see. We have Diantha says surrender, acceptance, letting things go. Those have been the message to me from church, the NA meeting, and now here. I know my higher power is talking to me. Yes, yes, he is. And then we have Wayne says trees agreed. Trees agreed. I'm here to be a better me, and it comes from you guys. Aw, thanks, Wayne. I'm a better me when you're here. I'll tell you that. All right, man. Well, this is a good topic. The angles, I would say, man, if you're not having what we've talked about, ask somebody. Ask somebody, ask somebody for that shift. Because that's how you're gonna get it. You're gonna have to ask somebody, is there something you could do in your life to let go? Maybe there's something that you can acquire from somebody else by humbling yourself. Maybe it's something you need to read. Maybe it's some step work. Maybe it's a damn massage and some like a little me time. Maybe take a break. From the mundane of life. Who knows? Maybe you need a date night with your freaking significant other. Who knows? You got to figure out what it is, man. That will help you to find that joy, to find that peace, to find that freedom. As what Nate read in that whole giddy up thing, maybe something hits there, we're here to grow together, man. And I appreciate y'all being here tonight and, listening to us and being a part. And yeah, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
Maybe just like a little, like a challenge. You can just start this whole discipline and practice by, instead of being like, oh fuck, it's Monday, I gotta go. But I mean, we're scumbag convict junkies, man, that never had careers, jobs, families, blessings, fellowship, connections, kids, all these gifts that we have, and we get to go to work to keep experiencing these blessings, man. What a fucking honor that I am trusted in the position that I am in, and that I'm able to provide for my family, and they know that I am going to show up in that capacity. What a miracle, and if I start looking at it like that instead of like, oh fuck,
Monday.
I gotta go to work. It's Monday. Got the Mondays. Get the fuck out of here. It's a beautiful honor and a gift to go fucking show up, and it changes everything. Makes me excited. It doesn't make me look, and sure, I like my weekends. I like to go surfing. I like time with Danielle, but what a gift that what we get to do on a daily basis, whatever you do.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there's a challenge, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. See you guys in 2 weeks. So come back and hang out with us next in 2 weeks, and let's see where we're all at. We love you all, man. Have a great week. Peace.